This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good night, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for September 22, 2023. And in the news tonight, a teacher killed, 7 others injured in St. Elizabeth crash. A primary school teacher is dead and the 7 others, including 2 Americans, hospitalized in serious condition following a motor vehicle crash on the Fonthill Main Road in St. Elizabeth this morning. Most of the victims were passengers in a taxi cab. The deceased is a 31-year-old Daniel Blake, a teacher at the Savannah Lamar Primary School. It is reported that about 11 o'clock, Mrs. Blake was among passengers in a Toyota Wish traveling from Black River to White House when the vehicle collided head-on with a truck with 2 American visitors aboard. The police say the American who was driving the truck failed to keep left and crashed into the loaded taxi cab. Mrs. Blake died at the scene. Police sergeant sentenced to 19 years in prison for raping teen. A police sergeant who was convicted for raping a 16-year-old girl in 2019 was on Friday sentenced to 19 years and 3 months in prison in the Home Circuit Court. Christopher Bennett, who was stationed at the Denhamton Police Station in West Kingston, was found guilty in July. The married 37-year-old law enforcer, who had served the police force for 15 years, struggled to stand after the judge announced the sentence. Bennett, at the time of the incident, was the head of the Denhamton Community Safety and Security Branch, and the complainant was being counseled by members of his team. During the trial, it was outlined that on June 17, 2019, the policeman offered the complainant a ride from the station and took her to the Palisades Main Road in East Kingston, where he sexually assaulted her. A report was later made to the police, and after a probe, Bennett was arrested and charged. Prior to sentencing, Justice Leighton Pusey noted that Bennett failed in his mandate to serve and protect. The judge said he also breached the victim's trust. Following the sentencing, King's Counsel Peter Champagny applied for bail pending appeal, but it was denied. St. Mary police charged one of 2 men who attempted armed robbery. The St. Mary police have charged one of 2 suspects who attempted to carry out an armed robbery in the parish 3 weeks ago. 39-year-old Alwyn Edwards, otherwise called the Bull of Sport Road, Islington, has been charged with shooting with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and using a firearm to commit a felony. Investigators reported that on September 5, the men trailed a 72-year-old farmer from a bank to his house in Lewis Store, Highgate, in a bid to rob him. The farmer realized that he was being followed and raised an alarm. A licensed firearm holder came to his assistance and opened fire on the gunman, hitting Mr. Edwards, who was later taken into custody. The other man escaped. An illegal gun was seized by the residents. Police searching for a man who stole pastor's gun in St. Mary. The St. Mary police are searching for a man who stole the firearm of a pastor in the parish on Thursday. The police say about 5 p.m., the 57-year-old pastor, who is also a justice of the peace, was inside his house in Boscobel when a man known to him ran inside the dwelling and grabbed a pouch with his licensed firearm. The man made off with a weapon loaded with 17 rounds of ammunition. Government accused of attempting to silence opposition with a new mic system in-house. The opposition People's National Party is accusing the government of attempting to silence its members in Parliament through the implementation of a new microphone system. Natalie Nita Garvey, acting leader of opposition business in the House of Parliament, and Senator Peter Bunting, leader of opposition business in the Senate, said in a joint statement that the new microphone system gives the speaker power to control who speaks. The implementation of this microphone system by the Andrew Holness-led JLP government appears to be an attempt to control the opposition's ability to hold the government to account on behalf of the people, the release stated. We had repeatedly voiced our concerns about the former speaker's partisan management of the processes in the House. Now with this new power, the speaker will be able to muzzle whoever they don't want to hear simply by not activating their microphone, it added. The PNP alleged that since resigned House Speaker Marisa Dalrymple Philibert used the new system to silence opposition members in Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives as the questions on the Integrity Commission investigation into her statutory declarations were being raised. On Tuesday, the very day that the new microphone system was being introduced for the first time, the Speaker used it to prevent the opposition from being heard on a most critical matter that had brought her own status as a Speaker into serious question. Only government members were permitted to speak, while the opposition members were denied, as if our parliament had become a kangaroo court, the PNP said. This incident suggests an institutionalized strategy aimed at silencing the opposition in Parliament, especially when it comes to the most critical matters. It undermines the core principles of parliamentary democracy, including robust debate, accountability, and the checks and the balances, it added. The opposition called on Jamaicans to join it in condemning the development, which it describes as dangerous, a slide towards autocracy within the House, and an abuse of power. Reeveswood residents protest over bad roads and water. Scores of students are among people left stranded following a protest over bad roads and water supply in Reeveswood near Poros in Manchester on Friday. Councillor Claudia Moranta Baker said the residents downed the trees and used the debris to block the road in the community. There is a commitment from Minister Everald Warmington for the area for $104 million to repair the roads. Some of the residents don't have enough patience, she said. She explained that the procurement process is not yet complete. In relation to water supply, Moranta Baker said the residents are being misguided. There is a misunderstanding out there that the water is coming to a point and it won't come to them at Reeveswood, so they are blocking the road, she said, while adding that a meeting was held in the community recently. Shabdon murder trial set for November 20. Popular music producer Linval Shabdon Thompson Jr. and his co-accused T.J. Clark are to return to the St. James Circuit Court on November 20 for the start of a triple murder trial they are implicated in. The accused men are charged for the shooting deaths of 27-year-old Chadwell Fraser, otherwise called the Bomb Brain, 24-year-old Chamario Chippy Calvin, and the 26-year-old Tonian Two-Fly Reed. The men were shot dead at a birthday party on Marl Road in Roose Heights on May 25. Thompson was arrested by police in June during a targeted operation in the St. Catherine South Police Division, following preliminary investigations into several incidents. The trial date was scheduled on Thursday when the accused appeared in court for a plea and a case management hearing. They were subsequently remanded. Thompson is also before the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on a bribery charge. In that case, he is accused of offering $2 million to a policeman to remove an illegal firearm from his motor car before it was searched by the police. Thompson, who was charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition in relation to the illegal weapon, was however freed of the gun charges in April. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.